Hello, it was Power here to review the Power01 DX Metal Cluster Hopper Progrise key. So this is obviously 01 super form, because Shining Hopper and Shining Assault Hopper, that's still a mouthful to say. Those two forms are still under the power up. So for people trying to we'll explain later. So this is 01's again super form, which it's a completely different concept. I still have not seen this suit much, but you know, compatibility. This is a long box because of how long this Progrise key is. I do think it's nice, but Metal Rise CGI model. I do like this gradient that's random, but the thing I don't really like is that these just become lazy and they just use the same model. So this key is going to be difficult to frame, just because one, it's reflective, and two, it's long. So I like the idea of this one and how they escalate essentially what Shining Hopper was doing, but just make an entire grasshopper, which I just like that. Just to compare, this is the grasshopper from Shining Hopper. This is the grasshopper from Metal Cluster. Like, wow, I really like this. I don't really like this hinge part, but I don't know, like, overall, I just really like how this is and such. So, obviously this is the back piece. There's some arrows, and then obviously this is mostly in silver paint, which is pretty nicely done, and then some of 01's lime yellow, neon yellow, I meant, color. And then, this is like translucent black, but then also some gunmetal plastic and such. Metal cluster hopper, as you can see here. And obviously this one's actually different from the rest, as like the chrome is on the, because typically how they do this is that, like, I think this is just entirely chrome and then they take out like some parts for those black spots. But then they did the reverse here, where like this was just like, you know, a blank plate, but then like they added the chrome on it, which is why, as you can see there, my metal cluster, like, I think on the, at least the day after I got it, I already like scrapped it. So I don't know, I'm just really bad at chrome. Opening it up, this is interesting because we get the inside of the metal grasshopper, which I think is neat. And a unique thing too is that his light continues off of the cover, so I really like that a lot. And there's the symbol there. The back of it, this will be more important later, but this is more grasshoppers, and then the blue arrow. The back of it's translucent. This is going to be difficult to angle because my camera just doesn't like these QR codes from Putaba Gamba. That's too far, but this one's 0.25. So again, we have some gaps. And obviously because this is going to be major later on, but you see this clip and this thing. I don't know which one you call it, the clip, but you can fold this in like so, and then have the Progrise key collapse, and then have it such like so. And then these are the clips and such. So let's just get on with the sounds right away. I'm gonna just only focus on this half because obviously the LEDs are on this half. So
everybody shout! Hidden Metal's ability. Metal Hopper's ability.
So interestingly enough, we have three sounds and two abilities, which is pretty interesting. And obviously if we open it up,
Everybody shout! Hidden Metal's ability. Metal Hopper's ability.
and the interesting thing too is that this is our first Progrise key to have a color that isn't white. This time, or for this instinct, it's yellow, which is just pretty interesting. And then folding this in, you get that, and then folding it out. I like how, I don't want to say how Showa-esque it sounds, but I guess that is kind of the sound. Like, I just like how, like, I just like the sound of, like, folding this in. Although, like, it's kind of loose, if I have to say so myself. But anyways, let's just get our stuff. Zero One driver, obviously. I'll show this. Oh, let's just do everything initially first.
Everybody, jump! PowerRider. Everybody, jump!
Oops. Slot it in like so.
Progrise. Left slide.
We get this standby, to which, to complete the transformation, flip this over.
Left slide. Left out, right! Secret material, heat in, metal. Insider Christopher! It's high quality.
So there we get the full transformation sequence for 01 Metal Cluster Hopper, and I really like that. I like how, like, I like the automated, how the automated voice, they added a filter towards it to make it sound like, you know, I don't want to say auto-tune, but like, I'm just going to say metalized. Like, I just like that as a whole, of how, like, they, like, tune things with this one to make it, like, you know, have the feeling of metal and such. I don't know. So there we get the Metal Rising Impact. Now, even despite this one being Metal Cluster, it says Metal Rising, but I will take Metal Rising over Shining Storm. So, like, I guess it makes, like, you know, Metal Rising makes more sense than Metal Cluster. Now, you can fold this part out and then just constantly fold out. You're not going to get the transformation again and such. However, I'm going to show this, to which you can do the transformation with this closed.
Everybody, jump! PowerRider. Progrise. Left out, right! Secret material, heat in, metal. Insider Christopher. It's high quality.
So essentially, it's just kind of like, I don't want to say it's like Grand Geo where you just cut straight to it. You just cut off the standby and such. I wish they did cut off the Metal Rise too, but you know. Now, to do these attacks, you might think, oh yeah, I can just simply scan it. Well, let me, I don't know what I'm gonna try to do, but you know, because this is our previous key. Nothing. Because technically what happens when we try to scan a Progrise key, it authorizes it. Because that's for a toy that I still need to get. Basically, the way to actually do it, and technically this is not canon, is that you have to flip this slightly open and then you're given access. Because, like, I think the idea is that, like, this whole section blocks off this section purposely because it's supposed to, like, lock the driver and such. But obviously you're able to just cheat and, like, still access it. But anyways. And before we move on, there's one more thing I have to show with the 01 driver, or this with the 01 driver, is that if we just simply insert this in like so. And it...
Everybody, Progrise. Let's ride.
So the thing's that we have to let this sit until this thing like finishes, at least. You can wait until this thing is done, but for time we're gonna wait for this thing to black out.
Arrow impact. Time is almost up. Try again. Let's ride.
So you just get that sound if you don't fold it in. If you fold it in, then it will do the transmission and such. Okay, we're doing it this way because this was given by a guy forcibly gave this to Aruto, and it was, even though it was made from the Arc, you can technically say it was made from Saya.
Everybody, jump. Authorize.
So then, for the sake of this, we're gonna fold it down. And
Shut rise. It's high quality.
so you get that. However, well,
Everybody, jump.
still uses this standby.
Metal Rising blast.
Now, I'm gonna do this once, and I'm just gonna do it. This one, maybe. No, I'll wait.
Everybody, jump. Metal Rising blast.
Obviously that, and just fold this out. And then, okay, with the Force Riser, obviously it's the same thing. Though I'm gonna mention what I was gonna try to talk about before, to which.
Everybody, jump. Hidden metal ability.
So we're gonna actually just leave it like this.
Force rise.
So the interesting thing with any riser technically is that when you don't close it, and it decided to do that. So technically when you don't close this in, it will just do the metal cluster portion, but it won't say it's high quality, which is what I'm seeing a thing that a lot of people are missing out. So even the writer wiki, so I really want to enforce that, but yeah, actually I can just do it. I went in too early, and obviously when you fold it in, it still does the same thing. I'll admit though, this does look pretty cool. So okay, the attached weapons.
Progrise key confirmed. Ready to utilize. Metal Hopper's ability. Metal Rising attacks.
I forgot to activate it, but
Everybody, jump.
I don't understand why this just can't be one shot. Okay, so technically I would have done this the way he does in the show. You insert it, then you fold it in. But you can't do that. You fold it in during, just after you insert it, it's just going to cancel it, so just going to insert it like so.
Progrise key confirmed. Ready to utilize. Metal Hopper's ability.
Last but not least, what am I doing? Okay, so that's basically it for Metal Cluster Hopper, and I have to say, it's pretty neat. While I like how this thing essentially still carries the same concept as Shining Hopper, even though the differences between them aren't as different, because basically, if you have this button unpressed, it will say it's high quality. If you have it pressed, it won't say it's high quality. But other than that, I do like the look of it overall. This has grown, like, I think, to me personally, I like the Progrise kit a lot more than the actual form. But, I just really like I just think I like the look of the metal, grasshopper. Like, this is just amazing. And obviously the sounds are pretty neat too. Obviously it's high quality. That's how you should just end the review off, but obviously we have to be thorough. I'm not even good anyway. But yeah, overall I really do like it. This thing was really hard at first to try to get after like missing out pre-orders, but this thing is like at reasonable prices. This is at like between 25 and 30. That's how I recommend it. Um, don't be like me and eagerly get it off of like Amazon Japan for like $32. It's not worth it. So that's basically it for this video. Um, yeah, this is far, and I'll leave you people. Bye.